The council chamber was silent as the tall doors opened. Every alien leader turned to see the strange new being. A human. Colonel Reed Walker stepped inside, calm and serious, his boots echoing on the crystal floor. He didn't bow. He didn't speak. He just stared at the galaxy's most powerful rulers without fear. High Chancellor Veltar, leader of the council, narrowed his eyes. Humanity had spread fast across nearby stars, but they ignored every rule. Other species surrendered when outmatched. Humans didn't. The reports were clear. They'd fought harder when they were supposed to give up. Veltar stood. "Do you understand the risk of resistance?" he asked. Reed answered with steel in his voice. "We don't surrender." Whispers filled the chamber as Reed's words settled in the air. "We don't surrender." No species had ever said that before. The Varnock delegate clicked his claws nervously. The Elari ambassador, known for reading emotions, felt something strange. Not pride, not anger. Something deeper. Defiance. Veltar motioned for silence. "Human, your kind is new to the stars. Why provoke us?" Reed didn't blink. "We don't provoke. We survive." Behind his calm eyes were centuries of Earth's wars, disasters, and victories earned through pain. The Council had faced rebellions, yes, but never a species that refused to break. The chamber grew cold with unease. They had invited humanity into their circle, but had they just let in a storm? Veltar retreated to his throne, his mind racing. The human's calmness was not peace. It was warning. Reed Walker stood alone, no guards, no weapons, yet every delegate felt like a blade hovered over their heads. The Xarn Queen whispered, "They look fragile, but they're not." Files flashed across council screens, battles won against impossible odds, colonies rebuilt from ash, soldiers who laughed in the face of death. Humanity didn't just survive. They adapted, evolved, and then pushed back. Reed's presence was not a request to join the council. It was a message. Earth had arrived, and it would kneel to no one. Around the chamber, one terrifying truth began to take root. Humans weren't like the others. Days before the meeting, the council had secretly tested humanity. A fleet of drones attacked Earth's outer colony on Vega 9. No warning, no mercy. The goal was simple: force a surrender and study their response. But the humans didn't run. They didn't beg. With outdated ships and limited firepower, they destroyed the entire drone fleet in under 6 minutes. No prisoners. No hesitation. The footage played now in the chamber, silent and brutal. Reed didn't mention the attack. He just watched the council watch it. The silence turned heavy. Veltar realized their plan had failed. Humanity hadn't asked why they were attacked. They'd simply assumed it was war, and responded like it was, not with fear, but with fire. Behind their calm faces, the council members felt something new. Fear, not of weapons or numbers, but of mindset. Humans saw war not as a last option, but as a challenge to win. The Trillian ambassador whispered, "What kind of species doesn't fear extinction?" Reed didn't move, but his presence pressed down like gravity. He wasn't trying to threaten them. He was the threat. Every plan to control Earth now seemed foolish. They couldn't be bribed, broken, or intimidated. The Council had spent centuries keeping peace through fear and diplomacy. But humans didn't respond to fear. They responded to pressure and became stronger. For the first time in ages, the Council couldn't predict the outcome, and that terrified them. Veltar stood once more, choosing his next words carefully. "Perhaps an alliance," he said slowly. "Shared knowledge, mutual protection." A soft murmur moved through the chamber. It was a shift, from dominance to diplomacy. Reed raised an eyebrow. An alliance built on trust, or fear? The question hung like a blade. Veltar didn't answer. The truth was obvious. The Council didn't want friends. They wanted control. But control would never work on a species that never learned how to quit. Reed stepped forward, his voice steady. We don't come to bow or to rule. We come to survive. If that's a threat to you, maybe you're the problem." Silence returned. The council had extended a hand and felt it nearly bitten. After Reed's words, the council chamber felt colder. Old memories stirred in ancient minds, wars that shattered worlds, empires that fell to pride. The last species to challenge the council had vanished. But this felt different. Humans didn't threaten war. They carried it in their blood. The Varnock delegate muttered, "They are too wild, too unpredictable." Veltar knew that trying to crush them now could unite humanity like never before. And worse, others might join them. The suppressed, the exiled, the broken. They would see Earth as hope. Reed watched their fear grow and said nothing. He didn't need to. His silence was louder than any threat. The council had wanted a seat at the table for Earth. Now they feared Earth would take the whole table. After the tense meeting, Reed was escorted to his ship. He left without ceremony, without looking back. But on the central console of the council chamber, a single message remained, left by human hands, unnoticed until now. It read, "Survival isn't negotiation. It's decision." The council stared at the words, trying to understand. Was it a warning? A challenge? Or simply the truth of human nature? Veltar felt a chill run through his bones. This wasn't just politics anymore. It was evolution. The galaxy had rules, but Earth didn't care. They didn't play by fear, peace, or power. They played by one law: endure or die trying. And now the council wasn't sure if they had invited allies or awakened a storm. The next cycle, the council convened again, but the air was different, tense, uncertain. Veltar could feel the weight of the moment. Earth had become an unknown variable, one they couldn't predict or control. The ambassadors exchanged uneasy glances, but no one spoke. They all knew the truth now. The question wasn't whether humanity could be controlled. It was whether the council could afford to let them grow. The Varnock delegate, normally brash, hesitated. "If we leave them unchecked," he began, but his voice trailed off. No one had the answer. The human challenge was a risk, one that might undo centuries of peace. And yet, as the meeting dragged on, it became clear. If the council didn't act now, humanity would rise above them. Unstoppable, relentless, free. The decision would be made soon, and it would change the galaxy forever. The day arrived when the council had to make its final decision. Earth stood at the edge of a precipice, and the galaxy watched, waiting for the council's verdict. Veltar addressed the gathering with a heavy heart. "Humanity is an unknown factor," he said, "but it is clear that it cannot be ignored." Reed Walker, now back on Earth, was unaware of the council's deliberations. He continued to lead his people with quiet resolve, preparing for whatever came next. The council could choose to confront humanity, destroy their colonies, and risk uniting the universe against them. Or they could accept them, with all the chaos and unpredictability that came with it. As Deltar's final words echoed through the chamber, it was clear. The council's decision would either make Earth a powerful ally or an unstoppable force. The galaxy's balance hung in the balance.